That some congressional Democrats could resume their revolt against President Biden's presidential run. Tonight, the Biden campaign is defending potentially holding a virtual roll call among delegates later this month, which could seal the nomination for President Biden weeks before the actual convention. Our Joe Kay has confirmed that House Democrats are circulating a letter to try to stop that from happening. Now, here's the backstory to all this. The problem began earlier this year when the DNC was notified that President Biden wouldn't reach certification rules in Ohio because the party's convention is after the Ohio deadline. So the DNC responded by saying it would have a virtual roll call to front-run that Ohio deadline and ensure that President Biden is on the Ohio ballot. Then what happened? Lawmakers in Ohio passed a law to extend their deadline and avoid any conflicts. But in the wake of President Biden's disastrous debate, the DNC today defended the idea of having the roll call before the mid-August convention. Remember, though, that would run contrary to what President Biden said himself when he recently dared Democrats to challenge him at the convention if they won.
I'm getting so frustrated by the elites. Now, I'm not talking about you guys, but about the elites in the party who they know so much more. But if any of these guys don't think I should run against me, go ahead, announce for president. Challenge me at the convention.
So now you have Democratic lawmakers here in Washington and all across the country trying to stop this virtual roll call. Who's running the Democratic Party, Chris? Because I very clearly there heard the President of the United States say, challenge me at the convention. And I very clearly heard the DNC today lay out the mechanism to make sure that there's no vote at the convention.
Well, look, the apparatus is always there to support the incumbent president, right? The president, to me, released his delegates when he gave that press conference last week. He said they're free to do whatever they want. I think
is that literal or wishful thinking on your part?
It's wishful thinking on my part, Blake. Thanks for calling me out on that. But on national television, I really appreciate that. But I will say this, something's got to give. It is very, very clear, especially right now, that it is going to be next to impossible for Joe Biden to get reelected. And the Democratic Party has known this, and people within inside the Biden administration have known it, people close to him have known it for a while, that he's got these issues communicating. His interview with Lester Holt last night just made it worse, in my opinion. And I love Joe Biden. I love what he's done for this country. I've loved his career. I've known him for a long time, but it is time to step aside. Let a Gen Xer run for president. It is time.
So, well, why won't they let Kamala Harris take the reins? I mean, the entire announcement around her historic candidacy, around how qualified she is, around how they want to be responsible for the first woman of color.
I'd be fine with it.
So what's going on?
I know
how
you
is
have
that
a theory that she can't be
pro-democracy?
elected. You are not correct.
I don't think any Democrat can be elected, but I think that's besides the point. I'm more concentrated on what's good for the country right now. And it's plain to see, including among Democrats, Biden can't do the job.
I want to point out the irony that Democrats have been the ones pounding the tables about respecting the will of the people. And all of a sudden, when it comes to what they actually want to do, which is to keep Joe Biden in charge, they've completely usurped the will of 7 out of 10 Americans who've said Joe Biden has to go. So where's your respect for the will of the people and our democracy and all these things you're standing up for and defending when it comes to game time?
So
I don't see it.
Square this for me, Kurt, because, again, I heard the president say, challenge me, and I heard the DNC today back the concept of not letting any of that happen.
Yeah, I mean, it's one thing if Ohio hadn't made the change, which was the reason why this chain of events started in the first place. Ohio moved their deadline so that there's not a conflict anymore. There is no reason other than political, other than trying to protect Joe Biden, to do a virtual roll call. We're not in a pandemic anymore. There's zero purpose to doing this other than try to inoculate President Biden. And it's going to backfire massively because...
Why have a convention if you're going to do a virtual call?
Exactly.
What is the point of spending all that money? It's ridiculous. There should be a real conversation at the convention about who our nominee is going to be. Well, and I don't think that Joe Biden's up to the task anymore.
And after the RNC convention, if the Trump polling goes further north and the divide gets greater, which I agree it will, there will be a much more than an undercurrent of lawmakers calling on Biden to step aside.
Thank you for watching. And make sure you go to joinnn.com to find NewsNation on your television provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.